Hi folks, how you doing? I wanted to make you guys this video and tell you why Eric Snowden became a traitor. Um, you hear all these people crying and complaining. Oh my God, Barack Obama's a dictator. Oh my God, the secret government, and we have to cry and complain. We have to take our country back now because we have a nigger president. You know, that's what it all boils down to. The way white people's brains work is they just conveniently, for some reason, they will conveniently adopt a certain attitude in tandem when they're dealing with an assault to white supremacy. And Barack Obama being the president assaults white supremacy. So that's all it is. I mean, it ain't nothing else to it. Um, you got Eric Snowden is a hero. There's a war on whistleblowers and all that kind of bullshit. And okay, now let's say, for instance, there's a certain kind of vehicle that's being used in war, and you can get a better vehicle. And the Pentagon's got the requisitions to purchase these vehicles and distribute them in a war zone for the troops to have a safer experience, but they're dragging their feet. Now, if you expose something like that, that's not a matter of national security. That's just the motherfuckers are dragging their fucking feet. People are dying because of the shit. Soldiers are dying because of it. They need better vehicles. Okay, that makes sense to whistleblow. But what Eric Snowden did, what Bradley Manning did, and what Glenn Greenwald is supporting is flat out treason and criminal activity. Eric Snowden worked for the NSA as a contractor. Right away, he has to sign a non-disclosure agreement and all kind of security agreements that he's not going to disclose anything about the workings of the NSA. Okay, that's the National Security Association. And the NSA, along with, it's kind of an offshoot of the CIA, and the NSA is designed to monitor electronic communications. That's their job. That's what they do. That's what the NSA was founded for. Okay, so there's no ambiguity whatsoever in what the NSA is supposed to be doing. Now, Dan Brown wrote this book. Dan Brown, the same guy that wrote Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. He wrote this book in 2004 called Digital Fortress. I read it. It's the exact same story of a psycho like Eric Snowden. Except the book, is a novel, so it went into, world domination and all this kind of shit from, the sick motherfucker. But um, basically, Eric Snowden, did the same thing. So did Bradley Manning. I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna be a whistleblower. There are times when whistleblowing is fine. And when motherfuckers whistleblow, yeah, there's gonna be a risk sometimes. There's always a risk. Because you might be trampling on some corporation's feet, or you might get somebody in trouble and they might lose their job because they're pussyfooting or something. And sometimes you might even uncover illegal activity. But the NSA, okay, like Barack Obama signed the NDAA, that's the National Defense Authorization Act. And it's really a result of the practices or the executive orders that were signed that enabled the Patriot Act to be the case during the Bush administration. The Patriot Act came out of 9/11. It's increased security because basically you're now in a war. We're in a war against terrorists. And people say, oh, Iraq didn't have any weapons of mass destruction. Yes, they did. Oh, Gaddafi was a good guy, and we killed him. First of all, Libyans killed Gaddafi, and Gaddafi wasn't a good guy. Gaddafi was one of those people that was an expert at pretending he's a good guy. And Gaddafi might have actually started out as a good guy, like most dictators probably do. You know, I mean, Hitler started out, the Nazi Party came out of the human rights movement, then became the gay rights movement, then it became the Nazi Party. So, you know, so they try to say, oh, Barack Obama's just like Hitler. Whereas, okay, like our government, the Nazi government condoned pederasty, which was love between young boys between the age of 7 and 10 with grown men. They wanted to actually make that into a acceptable social law. Okay, so you see, the German people, the German white people had a sick ass disease dealing with sexuality. You see, and in America, our government doesn't condone uh, getting a bunch of they called them butches that was masculine gay men, and then they called them, then there was femmes and they called them feminine gay men, and then they would get them together in a big like concert hall or dance hall or whatever. They all do a bunch of drugs, turn out the lights, and then the butch men would rape the femme men. And this was like a ritual. This was like a party that these motherfuckers would have like every fucking night of the week. Okay, so our government and the government pretty much condone that kind of shit. Our government doesn't condone that shit. Now, we have an intelligence community which does a lot of shit. It's the intelligence community. Some of it has oversight, some of it doesn't. Those are issues. You know, stuff has to be reviewed, and then you have to make adjustments in laws in America. That's how we have amendments to the Constitution. That's why we have all different types of you know, new laws enacted every day. But there's a way to do it. The people, us, can actually control the U.S. government by simply participating in it. Um, it's just that simple. And that's the reason why there's so much propaganda through the media. In the media, people say, oh, the media's liberal. Oh, the media's conservative. The media is just simply corporate because you follow the money trail in a capitalistic society. So it's the people who wield the power and the money is whose values are being got off in America. Okay, majority of the time, so, well, some of the time it's good, some of the time it's bad. It can be fixed if people just simply pay attention to the political process, study it. You know, when you get a certain age, you know, it's kind of your responsibility to pay attention to what the fuck is going on in the environment for the younger people. So if people don't pay attention and they don't participate at all, and all they want to do is sit around and fucking complain, that's fine. They're allowed to do that in America. But you're going to get what you get if you don't at least try. You know. So you got, you know, Eric Snowden. Oh, it's just going to make his own rules now that the president's black. And you see a lot of that because you see the obstructionist Congress doing that. Oh, the president's black, so we'll just make up shit. We won't let him do anything. And still, even in spite of all that, what's happening? Barack Obama is the greatest president in U.S. history. And he's still got 2 more years to go. He got more accomplishments than any other president ever, ever. I mean, he freaking done PTSD legislation for vets. He has done VAWA, that's the Violence Against Women Act. He has done the ACA, that's the Affordable Care Act, a law, which people call it Obamacare. Um, I mean, I got Obamacare. I got the same policy as anybody else got. It cost me $80 a month, including dental. Full coverage. Same exact policies through Humana. So, um, you know, people, they just fucking, they don't even research it and they just lie. People go with the propaganda. And especially white people because they want to believe that all that shit is true. Because in their mind, any affront, any attack on white supremacy is what they are automatically programmed as white robots to uh, just react to. You see, and they have all this propaganda that they just spew the rhetoric out without even actually backing it up. They say, "Oh, Barack Obama was a dictator." Well, how the fuck is that? And they say, "Well, he did his executive orders." Yeah, but there's presidents that done like 100 more executive orders than Barack Obama. So um, it's not even something to be concerned about. Every president does executive orders, national security directives, and national security decision directives, NSDs and NSDDs. They just do. They're the president. Bush did a bunch of them. I mean, was Bush a good president? Depends on your perspective. If you're a really rich white man in charge of a corporation sitting on the board, or you're uh, a white conservative elitist, yeah. If you are a regular, everyday black person, it could have been good if you would have got into real estate properly when the real estate bubble was happening. Then you'd have made a bunch of money. It just depends. You have to pay attention to what the fuck is going on. You know, but you can basically attribute every single ill in American society ever to the white man. You just can't. So, because who's been running the planet, running it into the ground? Who owned, you know, the company that did the oil spill out in the Gulf? Who owns all the manufacturing facilities that make all the stuff for the nuclear power plants that melt down? Who rapes the environment? Because black people don't even own anything to do shit with. So, but they always get the blame for everything. Oh, black people, or they do the most. Black people do the most crime. Well, if you notice, they only do the most crime because everywhere the white man goes, he causes the shit. Okay, so don't believe the hype. It ain't your fault. It's the white man's fault. Everything is the white man's fault. You name it, it's the white man's fault. Now, so there's a solution to it. And you've seen some of my other videos on my Total Tech channel, and you know what they are. But um, basically, Eric Snowden, Bradley Manning are criminals, and then Glenn Greenwald, who Eric Snowden gave the documents to, is a pariah. And he can't come to America either. So if what's his name? If Bradley Manning comes back to, Bradley Manning's in jail. He's also a girl named Chelsea now. But if Eric Snowden ever comes back to the United States, he's gonna go to jail. Just that simple. So might as well keep his ass in Russia. So because he is a traitor, he is a criminal. That's some evil shit that he did. He compromised the life of a billion people because what he revealed is the different places where secret installations are, military installations, and what they're doing. So you can't reveal shit like that. No American citizen has the right to overthrow the U.S. government. It's not a right that you have by birth. It's not a right that you have written into the laws of anything. You do not have the right as an individual to overthrow the U.S. government. So, you want to overthrow the U.S. government? Just prepare to take your ass to jail. That's just that fucking simple. So, Eric Snowden's a piece of shit. Bradley Manning's a piece of shit. He's in jail. And Glenn Greenwald's a piece of shit too.